Hey everybody, welcome back. Let's do another tea time with New Little Life. And today we're going to be talking about some ways that you can bond with your baby without feeding them. So we're talking specifically to partners of breastfeeding women today. Okay, so I'm making this video today because I see lots of women commenting on Facebook and messaging me saying, my partner really wants to feed the baby, but I'm breastfeeding and it's so much more work to get the pumped milk, and then I worry about nipple confusion and all of this stuff, but my partner really feels like feeding the baby is the only way to kind of like build that connection with them. And I can totally see where the partners are coming from here, because the woman just carried the baby, birthed the baby, and now is feeding the baby, and you're kind of left to do what? You know? And babies love their mothers, especially when they're breastfeeding. There's such a special bond there, and I can see why partners might be a little bit jealous, or maybe they think that they just want to help you because you're doing so much and feeding is the way to do that, but that's not always the best way or the most helpful if the woman is really set on breastfeeding. Just because you take over a feed, especially nighttime feeds, she still needs to get up and pump, because if you don't remove milk, your body's gonna make less and kind of send you into this low milk supply spiral. So that's not a great option usually. You also kind of run the risk of nipple confusion introducing a bottle, especially before breastfeeding is well established, which is typically like the 4 to 6 week mark if things are going pretty normal. And I also feel like we see this a lot on social media and everywhere really, that to be a good dad, you've got the bottle and you're feeding. I found tons of pictures of specifically dads feeding the babies with a bottle and the mom just looking like, oh, how good of a father is he? This is the best. If your baby does need bottles, or if you've introduced those and it's working for you, please do that. But if your partner is really committed to breastfeeding and is kind of putting up some resistance to having you feed the baby as a way to help, here are 9 things that you can do instead of feeding to still bond with your baby in a really special way. Okay, the first one is the best one, obviously, and that is doing some skin to skin. Now, I know they talk about this a lot for the mother right after birth especially, but dads, I'm gonna say mostly dads, but this includes all partners, whatever that may be. But please do the skin to skin. Baby doesn't have to be sucking on you to get really similar benefits of that skin on skin contact. You have hormones too, it's not just her, and that baby's really gonna bond with you in a special way. And that's not something that everybody can do with a baby. Like if I went to go visit a friend, I would not do skin to skin with their baby. So that really is a unique thing to the partner that you can do to kind of bond with that baby. And you'd be surprised at the amount of bonding and closeness you can feel just by putting that baby's skin on your skin. Number 2 is diaper changes. And you might not think that this is a great way to bond with your baby, and perhaps it's not, but this is a great way to help the mother. She is doing a lot, and if your main motivation for wanting to feed the baby is to help her, change the diapers when you can, especially at night. It can be seriously exhausting feeding a baby all through the night, and then you look over and your partner is sleeping soundly, and why wake them up because you have the milk, you know what I mean? But if you can take diaper changes at night or during the day, help her rest a little bit, that's probably going to be more helpful than taking over a feeding if she's breastfeeding. Number 3, you could actually feed the mother. And this is an interesting way to kind of help out in the feeding department. Mothers are sometimes a little too selfless and they forget to eat, but you need calories, you need nutrition to make good breast milk. So helping her to remember to eat, giving her snacks, especially while you're breastfeeding, you get really hungry and really thirsty right when you sit down and the baby latches perfectly. I don't know why that happens, but it just always does. Make sure she's eating, and just kind of helping to feed the mother is a great way to help feed the baby without interrupting that breastfeeding relationship too much. Number 4, okay, I love this one. And this is taking the baby in between feedings. So check with your partner here and see kind of what would be the most helpful in your unique situation. But doing this can be really invaluable for both you and the baby. Now, there's something really cool about a baby learning to be calm and loved and safe away from the milk machine, which is her. So babies that rely so much on the smell and taste and closeness to the milk tend to have a harder time with things like sleep training and being separated from the mom. But if you, the partner, can take the baby in between feedings and help them to be calm and loved and feel like, hey, it's okay if I'm away from the milk, I can still be loved and okay. That is a really, really cool thing that you can help your baby learn, and something that she can't really do. So if the baby is fussy or needs something, that is a great time to do what you can do, and especially if you can get that baby calm, what a cool thing for that baby to learn. Number 5 is do the burping, and this is fun. I've met a lot of partners who are the pro burpers, and they are very proud of that fact, and you should be. In fact, maybe I'll make a t-shirt for you or something that you can wear to be proud of your skills. But if she's just done a whole feeding, please take that baby and burp it. Learn the way that your baby moves and really hone in on that skill. It'll be fun, I promise. Okay, number 6 is take a breastfeeding course. And you can do this before the baby comes or after the baby comes, but it can be really helpful to have a partner that at least knows the basics of breastfeeding and to be a second set of eyes if problems do come up. And sometimes someone looking in can see things a little bit better than if you're stuck in the moment trying to get this baby to latch on because they're hungry. So it can be really helpful. I have a course down below in the description that you can click on that is a self-paced course. You can do it at home. You don't have to go and talk to anybody. It's a really nice option for partners and expecting mothers. It's also a really great way for you to be involved in the breastfeeding relationship without actually taking over a feeding. You'll also learn more about why it's important that the baby feeds at the breast, especially until breastfeeding is well established. So a great thing to do together if you can. Number 7 is do some baby wearing. Now, you don't have to get the fancy wraps that you have to wrap a million different ways if that's not your jam. They make some really easy clip and go wraps, and those would be great for partners. Wearing the baby is a great way for them to feel calm and loved, again, away from the milk lady. And it can be a really nice way for you to bond and feel really helpful and supportive without having to give them a bottle. Number 8 is do some baby massage. Now, there's a lot of courses you can do. A lot of places have classes where you can go and do a baby massage. Usually I only see mostly moms there with their little ones, but I love it when I see partners come and kind of learn that skill. It's a great way to connect with your baby. You can do it more at home. I'm sure there's YouTube videos out there on baby massage, which is really cool. A really nice way to bond with your baby. You're getting a lot of that skin-to-skin contact and helping in a way that really only a few people really close to the baby can do. And number 9 is to be supportive. And I know that kind of seems like a no-brainer, but studies have actually shown that women with supportive partners tend to breastfeed longer and have an easier experience overall. So even if you don't quite understand her goals or her reasonings for wanting to do things a specific way, try and be supportive. The best thing you can probably do is to communicate. Have these conversations. Why is it so important for you to breastfeed? Help me understand so that I can support you in the best way I can. And every relationship looks different. Everyone has their unique circumstances and how they like to do things. Some moms find things helpful that others find really annoying. So have the conversation, and I hope that you've enjoyed these 9 ways that you can bond with your baby other than feeding them. Feel free to share this if you don't quite know how to bring this up with your partner. Try to approach it in a really simple, easy, and loving way. If taking over a feed works for you, then great. But for a lot of moms, it can be a lot more work than it's worth. So chat with her and see what she wants. You can find lots of other videos on breastfeeding, more tea times, pumps, all that kind of stuff on the YouTube channel. So don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.